Hi everyone. This time, do you know what? I'm not sorry about the view, but I'll explain that all in more detail uh, later on in the video. Okay. Um, right. Okay. Let's get into this session. So in the last video, I kind of hinted at this one, or was trying to lead into it, which is this video is about the presence of so-called Latin American rhythms, or South American rhythms in the music we listen to, or popular music, or Western musical culture. And there's a huge amount of research about this, huge amount written, some fantastic documentary films, lots and lots of great textbooks. One that I use at work is the Salsa Guidebook, which is an absolutely brilliant book. And there's a huge amount of links that I'm sure you could make straight away. You probably don't remember when the single Senorita by Justin Timberlake came out, but I certainly do. And even at Guildhall, which is incredibly highbrow place that would, as a general rule, shun the artistry and music of Justin Timberlake, as a general rule. I even remember that song getting played in the bar, and everybody getting up and dancing. That was kind of regular anyway. Most commonly spearheaded by people from South America, of which there are lots at a school like that. One of the best things about going to university, going to music college in a big city, is the international kind of feel for it. That was, for me, just, I hadn't really prepared myself when I started studying music in London. Hadn't really quite prepared myself for just how international it would be. It was absolutely wonderful experience. Cool. Right. So, I don't think we can argue against the fact that quote-unquote Latin music or South American music, has made its way, African rhythms made their way, via boats to South America, and then the rhythms eventually, and the music and the culture eventually made its way to New York, and then eventually made its way back to Europe. I discovered it at a very young age, but didn't know anything about it. I remember listening to this kind of awesome music at my friend's house, thinking, man, my folks don't play music like that. They play Chopin, Bach, Brahms, the Beatles, and Pat Metheny, and stuff like that. But yeah, they sure don't play this. But I went to a workshop when I was quite young. I was still at primary school, I think, or maybe year 7. I went to a workshop on, loosely speaking, Afro-Cuban music, which had a huge impact on me. I did that workshop with a friend of mine at the time. That was really cool. Okay, so that's that, and I studied it a bit at when I was at Guildhall and stuff like that. It can be a bit of an awkward thing. The world of European and American people, or Western people, being or posing as experts in this kind of music is a bit of an uncomfortable world for me. I don't like the world of feeling like you're an imposter playing a certain style of music. And there's a bit of that, well, you couldn't possibly play this because you're from Manchester in England. How could you possibly play this, and all that kind of stuff? That I would describe that as racism. I've got no time for it. I don't go to Yo Sushi and go, oh man, this isn't legit. This isn't Japanese enough. I go to Yo Sushi and I'm thankful because I can eat food quickly and hygienically, and it's cheap, etc., etc. I would never ever say to any of you guys, oh, you can't play that because you're from Essex or you're from Suffolk or something like that. Like, whatever. That's just straight racism. So um, it's cool to check out this kind of stuff, and it's cool to just get involved and do what you can, and that's what I'm promoting here. Okay, New York style songo. Why am I showing you this? Well, this is the takeaway, the specific musical takeaway for you. And here's a thing to do. Hopefully, guys, you can see my feet. Let's have a look. Can you? Yeah, I think so. I'm wearing shorts. It's like really hot. It's 25, so I'm in a small room here. So I'm just, you're gonna have to just grin and bear it. Okay. So hopefully you can see my feet. You'll hear them anyway. And I'm going to play this. This is an exercise that you can do. The way I've notated it, at the top, right, R is right, L is left, F is my right foot, as if it was a bass drum or something like that. But this is not about drumming. This is just about coordination, which is a thing that humans have in abundance by comparison to the other organisms on the planet. In terms of multiple limb coordination, we're pretty good at that. I haven't checked out other planets yet, but I'm hoping to some point. Right, so that's that, and then left foot here. So we'll start with that. You all can do that, but it needs some practice. So make that feel comfortable. Left, 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 left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can all do that. Then we can add the right hand in here. Right knee. Okay, really straightforward. Now, what's tricky is putting in the left hand and the right foot. And I first saw this rhythm played by a second year student. I was in the pit playing in the show. They do a musical at Guildhall in the summer term, which is basically pretty fun experience. And I played the orchestral, the classical percussion in the pit band. And I remember there's a second year jazz drummer called Richard Barr, who's a really nice guy from Northampton, like super cool guy. He, in one of the breaks, he was playing this. Something like that. And I was like, man, what the heck is that? And he was like, oh, it's a songo. Don't you know a songo? I was like, no, can you show me? And he was like, sure. And he showed me. I couldn't play it. I was like, well, yeah, you can show me, but I can't do it. And eventually I could, because I practiced and I worked it, and I really worked at the coordination, and I understood that the left hand never played on the downbeat, and the bass drum pattern always went like this. 1 E and A 2 E and A 3 E and A 4 E. 1 E and A 2 E and A 3 E and A 4 E and A. And I also had it explained to me by this guy Richard that this was an Americanized version of a songo, and that he didn't know too much about like actual songo. He'd never been to Cuba and that kind of stuff. So that was cool. So this is already now like a rhythm which is kind of, if you like, fit for purpose, or cleaned up enough for iTunes or Spotify. Sorry, more on iTunes in a minute. But there you go. So you can have a go at this. This will take some time. It's not easy to do. It's not easy at all. Sorry, the door's opening. Hey, I'm recording. I'll be out in a sec. Sorry about that. That's new. Etc. Stuff like that. So you can really try that. Right, left foot, right, left foot, left, right, left foot, right, left foot, left. Now it sounds like Mike'sDrumLessons.com. And I hate those kind of videos, if I'm really honest. You can see that, and you can work out what's going on there. Now, you might say to me, but Mike, I don't want to play drums, dude. Like, I don't want to play drums. And then I would say, yeah, but you do want to dance in a club. And then you'll say to me, no, I don't want to dance in a club. I want to sit at the side and not dance in a club. And then I'll say, stop lying to yourself. You want to dance in a club. You want to spend your wild and precious life dancing to great music with people that you love, and then hanging out with them for dinner and late drinks, and then other stuff maybe. You know, like, straight, that's the truth. I think. If I'm wrong, hit me up on the comments. But there's not much better than dancing, you know, like really. Okay, cool. So, Latin music. We'll do a bit more on it. Okay, this is funny. This will make you laugh. This is the first thing that I bought on iTunes. I think that's right. In 2005, maybe 2006. I think this is the first song. And the reason I bought it is there was an iPod commercial on TV, and it was this piece of music. And then I was like, what was iTunes? I knew what an iPod was because my friend showed me in a couple of years previous. First generation iPod. But anyway, have a listen. Couple of 2 5s there. Now it sounds like a kind of reggaeton beat. Cool, and I like that. If you don't like that, that's cool. That's fine. So let's work backwards. So that's like archetypal New York or iTunes salsa. Salsa, my teacher used to always say to me, yeah, salsa is a sauce, what you put on your food. Stop talking about it like it's music, yeah? It's a sauce that you put on food, and it's not even a good sauce. That was my teacher, Bosco de la Vera. Used to give me a hard time because I was not from Brazil. I was like, man, there's a word for that. Okay, he was cool either. Right, okay, some of you will know this. There's some really, really cool stuff in this. You know, this is the typical thing that you get at Guildhall. Oh man, I can't believe you're talking about Buena Vista Social Club. Like, man, you've got to, like, it's not even like legit. You've got to really get in there, and you've got to make sure that you're in, like, not in Havana, but like, you know, on the outskirts and really getting into it. You know, it's like making people feel bad because they go to New York and stay in Manhattan and go to Madison Square Garden. Like, what? That's a legit thing to do in New York if you want that experience. You know, don't make someone feel bad because they didn't go and eat at an illegal restaurant in the Bronx. Like, yeah, that's cool and stuff, whatever, but like, come on. Anyway, for my money, is as hardcore as it gets. And when you see the size of the cigar that the woman is smoking, I think you'll agree with me also. Okay, cool. Let's check this out. So this is the first track on the very famous Buena Vista Social Club record that Ry Cooder helped to bring to fruition. And it was a great movie. I think that's Ry Cooder there. This is a song called Chan Chan by Company Segundo. That's Company Segundo there on the right. That's Ibrahim Ferrer. I saw him once at the festival hall. I think the standing ovation before the gig started was about 10 minutes. You saw the double bass player, that's Cachao Lopez Jr., I think. That guy in Coin, he invented the mambo. Like, what thing to have made? I asked you what you made. Yeah, that's Ibrahim Ferrer. So if you haven't seen the documentary film about the making of this record, where he got all these guys back together, Yeah. Okay, I'm not advocating that, by the way. Stick that in your whatever. Okay, right, cool. So, let's talk about dancing and all that kind of stuff. I came across a really cool thing here, which is an article that I remember that I'd read on NPR. This is from years ago. Sorry, I was scrolling on an ad for it. Here we go. That's the problem with these PCs. It's easier on a Mac. There we go. There's a great phrase here. So this is a great 5-minute listen. You can find it. Rhythm, that's a way of living. How cool does that sound? And this is really cool. Let me read some of this quickly and then we'll get back into it and finish the video. So compared to American rock and roll, Afro-Cuban music sounds complicated to the point of intimidation. No kidding. Sure, the rhythms make you want to move, true, but if you stop to think about what's going on, your feet won't know what to do. And that's just the point. Some of the rhythms are better felt than counted. There's all kinds of stuff, and there's some quotes from Dafnis de Prito, who's a great Cuban percussionist who grew up in Havana, but moved to New York. And anyway, that's a cool kind of thing. So to illustrate that, and maybe like one of the absolute most important things about the appeal of this music is yeah, we can put it, and it in some ways fits in terms of great feel and groove and kind of just infusing Western music with qualities that make us want to dance and move, but yeah, it's kind of a bit wonderful and mysterious as well, and that's really exemplified here in this video here. I've watched this once. I just put Rumba Guaguancó, which is a type of rhythm which gets heavily talked about in terms of Cuban music, but check this out. It is worth. We won't watch all of it, but it's worth your attention. Okay, so these, and my link here is, I kind of understand the rhythms that they're playing on the congas, kind of. There's a boy playing cowbells and a woodblock. I understand what he's doing. There's a guy playing the clave. I understand what he's doing. I'll show you what 3/2 rumba clave is in a minute. But on the congas, and bearing in mind I studied Rumba Guaguancó at the Guildhall with, the UK's leading expert on that, who was a guy from Brazil, I do not really understand what they're playing, which really backs up the point of that NPR, what's it called? Peace. Blog. Whatever. Sorry, words fail me. I think I'm too excited about this. Okay, there's Junior holding it down. So the rhythm I'm clapping there is the rumba clave. The rumba clave. Sorry, the rumba clave. The rhythm that the boy is playing, the young boy standing up. Okay, now this is the interesting thing, right? And then here's a cool link. How far do we feel from playing this kind of music in class? You guys might feel far. How far do I feel from this music every second of every day? Not far. Not far at all, or at least I don't want to be far away from it. I don't want to be away from that at all. that is just glorious in every single way. Okay, now this video is long, granted. It is a lecture though. So let's bring it round back into your world. Okay, couple of things. We're gonna see this lovely group of backing singers that, you know, make Jordan Rakei's already brilliant records even better. So they've got it, and they're gonna sing and dance and move and get on with the vibe. This is Mind's Eye. It's gonna pan through to the drummer who's got like game face on because he's playing a really difficult kind of Latin inspired groove across some difficult counterpoint from Jordan Rakei, and then it's going to pan across to the percussionist that plays on these records. Now I know I've talked about this in class. I think the percussion playing on this is devastatingly good. For me, it is an absolutely intoxicating balance of cultures and all things. Yes, you could put it on a click track and it can fit into a piece of music from London and it fits really nicely in that, but it is really intense and really, really vibey. He's basically playing a rumba wawonko, but with variations. Why? Because he wants to, presumably, and all these kinds of things. It doesn't stick to the rules or any of that. It's just creative and wonderful and brilliant. And we'll close on that. So I'm advocating this music, of course, but furthermore, or in some ways much more. No, I'm not prioritizing one music, but I'm advocating all of the music in this video. Cool. Okay, right, here we go. Eyes closed for me is always a good sign, right? Okay, there's the drums. He looks concentrated. Look, he's got to look at his buddy Jordan there to check he's got it. Don't worry, you're doing just great. Here we go. And there's Imran Palander. I think it's Imran Palander on guitar. I still haven't checked that guy out, but the guy's an absolute beast. Okay, so I hope that articulates my point. Okay, it's gonna wind down in a sec. Okay, good. I hope that makes sense. Thanks for watching. Very long video. Do apologize. Okay, see you later. Bye.